this one. Fine. Hey, Store. Is this you, Store?
Yeah, Wiley, it's me, man. What's up?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. My voice is kind of hoarse, so excuse me. I sound like I smoked a carton of cigarettes, but overall, I'm good, man. So, I caught your review, and I'm sitting here watching. So, ask away, brother. Whatever questions you got.
Okay. Well, one of the questions that I have, uh, do you regret anything from that interview? Because some of the comments, people were like, I'm just waiting on him to come on out of the closet. Like, do you regret making it, like, especially about the Mexico commentary or the comments that you made? Do you regret telling that story?
No, not at all, man. Because, listen, if you can't be yourself, then what's the point, right? So my whole thing is everybody wanted to know what happened in Mexico. These, well, I can't cuss on your show, excuse me. These bloggers out here that already made up a rumor said I made a OnlyFans in Mexico, and I don't know why I have to go to OnlyFans to make a Mexico to make a OnlyFans, but anyway, whatever. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna tell it on Tasha K what actually happened. I told y'all the resort, Riu Palace and Cabo San Lucas, is two resorts that are right by each other and they're separated by a fence. One side is adults only, the other side allows families. You can Google the resort and like everything I told y'all, that shit really happened. Like it was, I don't know if I said it in the interview, Wiley, but it was women out there eating each other's boxes. People was getting it on. They had wedding rings on. Like it was like Sodom and Gomorrah out
But you said that it was your fantasy, to do like swinging. So since the interview aired, have you experienced that now since you put it out there publicly? Have you experienced a swinging experience?
there. I still haven't, Wiley. I mean, I've gotten some DMs from older women, of course. I've gotten like one lady was like rubbing her pussy in the shower. I got a few of those. That was nice. But no, I still haven't done any swinging, anything like that. And if anything, people they want to say I'm gay so bad, but I think they missed like the real coming out story. The real coming out story was I want to do some freaky shit. Like I want to swing. That was what I discovered. So I don't know what the fuck they going. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting I'm on your
Yeah,
show now.
because when people are coming at you, I'm like, for me, I think that people need to stop with the insult, because if you say gay is okay, why are you using it against you? Because I thought that's supposed to be okay. They use that as though in deep down in their subconscious that is not okay. And you said that in the interview. And for that,
Wait a minute, Wiley. Wait a minute, Wiley. I'm so sorry to do
go
this
ahead.
on your show. Yes, this is me. This is me. This is me. Shit, I don't know how else to tell y'all that this is me. Storm my road. I'm not gonna give you my fucking social on here. This is
Right.
me. I don't. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Wiley. You said what now?
Yeah. So what I was saying is you did bring that up in an interview that using it as an insult is kind of, why would you use it as an insult if being gay is supposed to be acceptable, it's supposed to be right, and you in your subconscious you probably don't believe that it is right. So that's why you use it as an insult. But I think now you are over that now, like, because people say that a lot, but you don't. That don't. Do that bother you? Do that have it ever bother you? I'm gonna ask you.
No, I mean, of course, in the past it did. Of course, right? I'd be lying if I said it didn't. Just because people put that on me before I was even having sex, so I was just like, what? Like from my life, right? Right, and it was always black people. I ain't gonna lie, like white people didn't trip, even if they thought I was gay, they didn't trip off that shit like that. But white people have a different kind of humor, and they're different with sexuality anyway. They ain't nobody freaky like white people. I'll tell you that story another time. But
I can believe it. Like, white people are more free when it comes to sexuality. You can even go back to slavery. They even we even were exposed to a lot of their antics when we came over here in the slave ships. I'm talking about our ancestors. To be honest, in my humble
right,
opinion.
right. Keeping it real. So yeah, so I mean, back when people put that on me just because they didn't understand me or because I like Linkin Park and Evanescence and I didn't sag my pants, and I wasn't allowed to play sports, so I didn't do that. And so, if you a black kid and you're not dribbling a ball or throwing a ball, people don't really get it. They don't get you. And that's just, at least for 90s kids in the early 2000s. I can't speak for nobody else in no other generation, but that was my experience. So, no, I'm used to it. It is what it is. And like I said, I've been up under my mama way too fucking much, and not my daddy. So I'm a feminine nigga. Like it is what it is. I don't know what y'all want me to do, but at least I learned how to make some money off my fucked upness. Y'all out here just being fucked up and broke, but that's none of my business. So leave that alone.
About because your father had commentary about women. Do that feel like that mold you about? Do you think that women are to just be effed and not to be loved?
No. That was super extreme, and my daddy was talking so much shit because listen, my daddy's finna get married for the third time.
Wow.
So he talked that shit, but he needs a woman. But I don't know if I said it in an interview, but my mom made it a point to make me so independent that honestly, it's gonna be hard for me to be in a relationship because I have to let a woman do things for me because I know how to cook for myself. I know I'm responsible. It's like, what do I really need her for? So, my mom kind of went overboard with making sure I never needed anybody. But no, I mean, my daddy's saying that I knew that shit was crazy, man. Ain't nobody going for that. I ain't even that nigga to be pulling that off like that. My daddy can do that. I can't.
Right.
Ain't nobody taking that from me.
I really feel you on that. I'm glad that you came and made that transition from Arizona, and you make that transition to Georgia, and you kept saying that, hey, I didn't want you to hold this over my head. I want to move over here, but I don't want people to give me some because I don't want you to hold it over here. Do you still have that same mentality today?
Of what they're gonna hold over my head, what
Yeah,
I'm
like
sorry,
money, if
Tasha,
they
help
give
me.
you money or if they give you a place to stay. Do you still have that mindset where
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm working on that, Wiley. Like,
okay,
it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say when you need help. So I'm working on that. So a lot of therapy has helped with that. A lot of therapy has helped me, period. But yeah, I've come a long way because I would just be struggling and wouldn't say shit. But now, and look, Wiley, I'm meeting more people and I'm really seeing what's out here. I'm quick to DM somebody. How you do that? How you do that? I need help. Like,
yes,
I had to get, yeah, I had to get over that because that wasn't getting me. What they say, a closed mouth don't get
a
fed.
closed
It's
mouth
so
don't get
true.
fed. Yeah, but for me, I'm glad that you brought that up. That y'all conversation, we didn't know about the rent, her paying your rent. We didn't know any of that. Like that was like for the first time ever you put that out there, and I'm glad that you waited until all the noise left until you at a point now that you are stable now on YouTube as your career. Because people would have used that against you. Oh, he did this and he couldn't do this and blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of good that you waited until now to share that for people.
Absolutely. And I mean, I would have been said something, but it just I don't think Tasha really wanted me to say that, back then. But yeah, no, the first month here, yes, she did help me with that. I came here with $600, not even on my pocket, Wiley. I had a $600 left on my Capital One. That was it.
Wow. Wow.
I just took a chance. Like I did a little scamming to get in my apartment, and I was like, I gotta make it work. I used to I mean, I call it homeless, but I was in a motel briefly for like a week or two. So if people remember that skit I did with like Peter and Amina, Peter Guns and Amina in that motel,
Oh wow.
like yeah, like that's where I was living for like a week or two. I think that was the week of Tasha's baby shower too, if I'm not mistaken. But I might have the dates a little mixed up. But the point is, like, I did what I had to do, so it ain't nothing I'm ashamed of. But I offered her the money back, and she was like, "No." I had to sell my MacBook to pay a bill one month. I sold the MacBook for shit. What was that? What did I get for that MacBook? 500, 400, something like that. It was old. So I took that money, paid the bill. I had like 180 left. I got $120 computer from Best Buy, and I flipped that. And in 30 days, I made $5K.
Wow. That is just so
So
amazing because I think that for you telling your testimony for anybody that want to get into this game, that you took a risk of yourself. Now, did you believe that you say, okay, I'm gonna take this risk? I believe I can make it. Was that belief there, or you just say, hey, I'm gonna just take a risk and we just see how this goes?
no, I had nothing else, Wiley. That's the thing because I decided I didn't want to do the corporate thing. Working in the office, I felt too stifled, and you know, I, I could have got the job making 75K out in California, but shit, 75K in California is like 40K. You know what I'm saying? So, and I would have been working 14 hours a day, would have been miserable for an insurance company. You can probably guess which one, but you see them on a TV all the time. But I was just like, that's not for me. I said, I'm gonna take a chance on me,
Mhm.
and I just went in the zone. I was like, no matter what, I'm gonna make this work, and so I kept that attitude.
That's a good attitude to have. I was saying in the show, you said a content creator reached out to you, wanted to holler at you. Who was that content creator?
I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who, but but they let me know about what they let me know what they do sexually, and I let them know that I don't care. Um, but I'll leave it at that. If anybody gets that, that's what they said. But I ain't even trying to. I'm good. I'm good. No means no. I ain't fucking interested. That's
I
that.
don't think like the man just come up. They just come up to you and just I'm not shocked. Men are very aggressive. And you're so exclusive, and people wanted to be the one that say, "Oh, I had Storm," so you're gonna get that response.
Oh,
But
it's so fucking aggressive. Wow,
yeah,
I never knew this shit. I'm like, is this what women go through? Like in the DMs, that shit's so aggressive. And then, Wiley, y'all don't take no for an answer. Like y'all really don't. It be like, damn, I be having to block them, and then they will make Facebook accounts. Why you block me, bro? I'm just trying to get to know you. One dude had his wife and his kids on his
wow,
Instagram,
wow,
and and I'm telling you, out of all I get DMs from some younger girls, but mostly older women and niggas. The dudes y'all would never think. That's why to say women be trying to call me gay, y'all need to be watching these thugs. That's with their homies all day. I'm Wiley.
them the ones.
You would never know. I mean, talk like just a regular hood dude, bro, 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 bro. Trying to get to know you, bro. Bro, let's meet up. What's up? What's up? What's up? You look good. You look good. I'm like, is this how they do women?
That's how they do women, and yeah, and them the women, but their women would be coming at you. Oh, Storm needs to come on out the closet, and they got a whole man that they giving that punani to that want to get a man to come up the back door area. So I'm like, I'm just saying, like you're so right about that because I remember I was coming up, I was in eighth and ninth grade on a party line, and I would meet guys that were thugs. They were in gangs, they were thuggish guys, and you would have never known it just by their outward appearance. But on when the lights are off, when the sun is down, they are definitely in these men homes and their rooms and etc. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked and surprised at all. That's why I tell people like you got to be careful who you attach yourself, who you think is doing that way ain't that way, and who you think that's not doing it is actually getting it on.
Yeah, it's true for real. It's crazy. It's just like wow. I never knew that world, like that. But I'm like holy crap.
Yes.
Because this shit is just the most aggressive shit ever. Is you feel like you like a deer that's about to be hunted. Like, excuse me, sir. Like, no.
I want to ask you, when doing videos, how do you not get to the point where you get like, I'm done, I made enough money? Because when you start making money, do it get to a point like you say, I'm done with this, I just want to just splurge and live out? How do you balance that to keep going? Because now that you're making money.
Vacations. I go take a little break and come back. Like, I don't know if people really peep this, Wiley, but I've been vacationing for like 6 months this year.
Wow, yeah, you will definitely go on a vacation. And you don't really go live like with your friends on your vacation. Do you do that just because you don't want people to know, or you just do that just say, this is my vacation?
No, it's more to protect other people, man. Because like my friends got, they got regular jobs and they're not in this world. And it's one thing to drag me, but then you got certain creators that'll see who I'm with, and then they want to drag them, and I just don't think that's cool. So
I'm glad that you just private, man. It's nothing wrong with that because everybody, that's not their lane. Because you could be like, I got my. I've known some people that got degrees. They on YouTube, and I got this degree in it. You don't do that. You don't never. I've never seen you brag about your education or how many degrees you got, and talk about what school you went to, who you or what letters you represent. Why don't you do that? Why don't you brag about the college you went to, reading books? Why don't you brag about that on your channel?
Well, I think it's because my channel really isn't about that. It's funny you brought that up because my life coach talks about that too. He's just like, why do you downplay yourself? Here's my thing, right? I just don't know if people like Black intelligence. I don't know if that's entertaining. That's kind of boring. So I just kind of get on and roast and get off. I don't get too deep. But I got if you saw, Tasha gave me advice. Well, talk about some intelligent topics sometimes and just give it a try. And I guess I can try it. But
because I think like
I don't know if people interested in that.
I maybe not, because they're so into, because you offer celebrity. Your platform is celebrity gospel. I don't even think I've seen you go to McDonald's and sit in the McDonald's. I've seen you eat the sweetie meal. You reviewed that, but that was a celebrity. So your mind is just all on building that celebrity gossip, channel, and you have done it. You have literally put in the work, and you're still working. Like you're still working like you're at 5,000 subscribers. Like you still have that same. I agree with Tasha when she said you have that hunger. You still have that hunger. That hunger is still there because you're still doing the same thing you have always been doing, pushing out the content.
Absolutely. And I tried it over the last year. I'm gonna keep it real. I tried different things, and that whole, Taco Bell baby phase was a phase. That was, golly, that was a force to be reckoned with. But I will say, at the end of the day, now I can really talk about it and keep it real. Ain't nobody gonna be able to do what me and her did, because the magic was me.
The magic was there. The magic was there. And I think you said in an interview that you were shocked of the response because the people did not like you clapping back. And I thought I got from that is, Black women don't mind when you roasting celebrities and stuff like, but they can switch, right? You could drag a celebrity all day, but soon as they feel like this is a Black woman, this is one of our sisters, this is one of us, they really can turn against you. That's and they did. But I'm like, Storm drag celebrities. He be dragging them all day long. But I felt like they really felt
dragging them like hell.
Yeah, they really felt for Jaguar, right? She played on that. Oh, I'm this victim and blah blah blah. It really played on it very well because she's an amazing storyteller. And they was like, oh yeah, Storm just doing this so he want to be famous. Oh, he changed. He ain't the same. Tasha can't put a barrier in his back. But did you regret doing that? Did you regret doing that video and say, hey, I regret this?
You know what? I didn't, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I needed. No, let me go back. Initially, like after I did the video, I got a bunch of DMs. People was like, "Are you okay? You just dragged the shit out of her." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." Then I saw the responses, and people was unsubscribing, and I'm like, "Okay." But then when people were saying like I'm in the Illuminati, I made the joke about the underworld comment. I regretted saying that part because I'm like, nah, that's gonna be out there forever. They just gonna say that was my initiation right there. I already know. I'm like, I'm just, I'm just gonna have to own it. So I regretted that part, but no, because here's the thing. I had a lot of personal conversations with Jaguar that y'all would never know. Mm-hmm. And I grew to like her. I grew to like her a lot. And she gave me some good advice. I ain't gonna lie. She did some sketchy stuff. She kept one day, random night, she called me. She wanted me to meet her in Miami. Another random night, she wanted me to meet her in Dallas.
Wow.
Said she knew Gloria Estefan's family. Ma'am, if you knew her family, you'd have way more money than you do. Like, stop. So she, but I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Then she called me out the blue one day. She said, Storm, you're gonna need protection. Send me your address. You're gonna have the Nation of Islam protect you. I said, okay. I said, I'll see you. I'll text it to you as soon as we get off the phone. I sent her my P.O. box. I never gave her where I live. Now she found the very first apartment I lived at in Atlanta. My neighbor, my old neighbor at those apartments, Monique, who works, I don't know if she still works at Bravo or not, but she was my little connect. And big titty Monique. She
Yes.
had some big old titties, Wiley. Big old, I mean, titties was, she was like 5'11" and just big old titties, like no titties to feed the world. Like, anyway. But she knew Monique. So she knew one of my old addresses. She didn't know the current. She didn't know none of that. But, I was just disappointed in Taco Bell, baby, because I'm like, it's like I talked to her for months about starting her own channel. I'm like, look, you got a buzz going, start your
Yes.
channel, do your thing. I'm like, stop giving away your info, write a book. I'm like, do something. I said, because people gonna get tired of this one day. But I said, but people like you. And she
Facts.
goes, son, no, I'm just gonna stay over here. Well, then before I know it, I missed one of her phone calls. I hang out with Tasha for her birthday, so that was March. I post that on Instagram, and before I know it, shit, Taco Bell baby on everybody else's page talking shit. Like, okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
And but the magic, I gotta give you it was there. You did the homework. You was on K104. I know in Dallas. I heard him. I'm like, damn, this is what they talking about, Storm. Like, this is so incredible. And you just did the work. You didn't like add extra stuff. It was you and her on StreamYard and you chopped it up. You really, and you did the homework. You guided her in that interview. You knew the questions to ask her. She stayed on topic, and you made sure for people that do not like to watch 3 hour lives to do a 5 minute, to do a 2 minute. That took a lot of work. How many hours again did it take you to do all that work?
I don't even remember the hours, but I was definitely up until like 3 and 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Um, so we did three interviews, and I chopped every interview up into between 13 to 15 separate segments.
Wow. Wow.
And so we ended up doing between 6 and 9 million views in about 45 days. So that's why it blew up the way that it did, because I was pushing it because I understand how YouTube works. And people can get mad, but it's like certain people had her on their channel for 6 hours and you ain't gonna chop up a 6 hour live. Well,
Yeah.
bitch, you lazy. It ain't my fault you lazy.
Lazy, and I'm lazy, and I'm working on that now because for me, because I'm in a healthcare field and I'm still working. I don't have that. I'm getting in mind now where okay, this can be something where you can retire and make money on. I really don't really look at it like that. I'm getting to it now. But you have to put the time in. And Storm, you're right. You cannot be lazy. Just like how I'm working literally 10, 11, 12, sometimes 16-hour days, you got to put that energy in YouTube, correct?
You do. It,
Okay.
it is it is a job. It's not to be taken lightly. Even when I do consultations, Wiley, you know, people will be so excited when we start, and by the end, they're like, "Oh, that sounds like a lot of work." Yeah,
Yes, because you offer consultations, and then one of your persons on there doing really well. I forgot her name, because she would do like documentaries, I believe. And so you definitely give great advice. You even gave me advice. You was like, "Well, chop it up." I'm like, okay, so I'm just lazy. I love for I love for me to just do a lot of it. But no, you have to chop up in segments and really feed the beast, I would say. If that's the correct term to use. You have
yeah,
to really
yeah.
feed the and stay consistent in that. And you an amazing teacher, an amazing person. I have nothing like you. You're not evil. Every time I work with you, it have just been amazing. It's just like people. the public, and this is another thing, when you're popping, they're talking about you. Like, they still talk about you to this day. People still have little quote unquote nicknames about you. But now it's because now you're successful, you hit. So of course they're gonna always have something to say negatively about you. But I will say this: you have your own identity outside of the Tasha K umbrella. Your product is different. It is you, right? When you tuning in, you see Storm. It is Storm. Like, and so for a lot of times people were saying, "Oh, that's just a mentee," and blah blah. I don't hardly hear that like I used to, because you have proven
Right.
that I'm my own man, and that's amazing. Because some people get caught up in there and get discouraged. Like, really? Like, I'm just gonna leave? This is just too much. You just stay. I mean, when you change your number, and I could get in contact with you, and Jaguar Wright could get. I said, Storm ain't playing. He shut it all down.
At that time, I had to. And my bad. Why I'm gonna put. You got my number now, but I'll text you again. That yeah, yeah. It was nothing against you at all. But I had that situation. I told on the show with the prostitute. Did you see the prostitute story time? I did.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you say
Okay,
you
yeah,
paid
with
the
the yeah.
prostitute?
So,
Did you say you paid one?
huh?
Oh no, that was an interview. You say prostitute?
No, no, yeah, prostitute. Yeah, she was talking about. Oh, I know where your hotel is. I'm gonna pop up and I ain't got time for that.
Okay.
I ain't got
How
no
can I
time.
say this story? Okay, I don't want to say lazy. I could. Okay, let me say I could put more work. What's the correct term? I could put more energy into the channel, like I put into my 9 to 5. I'm not putting enough energy into my channel like I do when I eat a meal, because baby, I didn't get weight. And I will tell you this, Storm, I see the change. No matter how they try to drag you, I see the change in your weight, that you're really working out. And I gotta be messy. So can I be messy? I gotta talk about Jason Lee.
Yeah.
This man is obsessed with you. Jason Lee, every time
Okay.
he go live, he just gotta just bring you up and just attack you. What did you do to Jason Lee? I always want to ask you that. Because he always come at you talking about, yeah, he trying to lose weight and blah, 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 blah. But you went on and got the surgery, and Storm is trying to do it naturally. But what did you do to Jason Lee?
Listen. I dragged, and when I dragged it, there's only one thing I said that I wish I didn't say, but I dragged bad. I ain't gonna lie. But my thing is, at the end of the day, I'm not tripping off none of these folks.
Okay.
They say they don't like me, but be knowing everything. I do. I just don't get it. I don't follow people I don't like.
Right. Exactly. Because he
don't.
because he was all in there, and he every time he said that about your wager, I'm like, why is he keeping tabs on Storm? Because Storm, last time I heard about it, that you had interviewed his ex-employees, and that was it. It was nothing like too bad or something. And I'm like, what did Storm say? I
No,
must
it
be
was
missing
bad.
something.
It was bad. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
It was bad. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I'm missing something.
I ain't gonna lie. No,
Okay.
But at the end of the day, that obsession is crazy. I ain't got time for that.
It is, man. Because when I'm like, only ask Storm a question about that. I see that you don't really talk about like the whole Cardi and Nicki Minaj beefs, or Nicki Minaj talk about. Why don't is that a choice of what you just don't want to cover? I don't really see you really cover that like that.
I don't, Wiley.
Okay.
It's something I just choose to stay away from. Even with the Cardi B thing, like I don't even talk about her a lot because people just assume that I hate that girl, and I'm like, I don't know her. I'm like, they just had people had a like, I know why you talking about her, because wait a minute, what? She's in the news. Like I've always said, Cardi is hilarious to imitate, like hilarious.
Absolutely.
So that's right. So I'm just like, I was over it after a while, and even for people to still be talking about Nicki versus Cardi, I'm just like, I'm done with it. I can't. See, that's when you know I'm an actual straight dude. Even I get tired of that shit. I can't with that back and forth. Like we gotta.
Yeah, because for me, that's why I learned and I was reading. I'm not going to say these other celebrities. I started looking at other male rappers and other stuff. I'm like, I got to talk about some other male energy, because talking about that whole Nicki, you get the same people. Girl, why you talking about Cardi and Nicki? Blah, 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 blah. It'd be the same tired stuff. So I got to bring in new energy and new topics and stuff like that, because it do gets it gets in a box almost because it'd be the same group of people, that same energy. Or why are you saying this and blah 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 blah. So that's why it's good to reach out and talk about other stuff. I love your content because you do address all type of stuff. You don't just talk about black content. You also talk about people in the white community. That's good. Like I don't see too many people in celebrity gossip that talk about other stuff outside of that. Now, would you talk about the whole? I don't know if you talked about the shooting with Alex Baldwin. Did you talk about that? About what happened with that, or are you going to address that?
You know what, I did it. I was trying to wait for more details to come out about it. But I feel like it's a setup, but I'm gonna dig. I just you see stuff on the news and it's like y'all ain't telling the whole story. I'm not buying that shit. So I'm just not. So yeah, I'm gonna do some more digging on it so I can present like an actual
Oh, that's
I can
good.
present something that everybody else ain't saying. You see what I'm saying?
Facts, facts. I can't wait to hear it because I'm just curious. As you always go so deep. My last question is the spirituality because you will interview a warlock, you interview somebody that's Satan, that to be chatting. It's all type of stuff that you would just interview outside of. What would make you do something like that? Because I'm like, oh, I was kind of scared to like watch it because I didn't want to like get a spell on me. I'm like, wow, you're interviewing these other people. Like, what made you get into that?
I'm gonna tell you because spirituality period is just interesting to me. So I would literally just read about some stuff like, oh, what is that? Just because I interview somebody don't
Okay.
mean I'm following what they do. But for the business we in, you better understand all kinds of spiritual stuff because people be throwing all kinds of spiritual attacks at you.
Facts. That's
I
true.
don't want to be ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant about what's out here in this world. I want to know. It don't mean I gotta do it. It don't mean I gotta follow it. It don't mean I gotta believe it or agree with it. But if I meet a Hinduist, tell me about being a Hindu. What does that mean? Who do
Mm.
you serve? That's just me. Are you a Buddhist? Oh, okay. Well, what do you believe? And what's your views on life after death? I'm trying to figure out the secret. I'm trying to figure out the answer. So it's my own curiosity. Um, but I also just feel like that we as Black people should know that there is more than just Christianity out there. I'm not saying you gotta follow it, but know what it is.
Yes,
Be aware.
for me, what I'm learning from you that you do a lot of reading and that you are applying those principles to your channel where you're doing the research and you offering another opinion outside of the popular opinion. You go deeper because oh, I read this book or this something, and it's different than Young Pharaoh, and you actually interviewed Young Pharaoh. I want to ask you. How do you feel
Oh
about him
God.
now? I gotta ask you, how do you feel about him now? Because you actually had him on your show.
Listen, I had good interviews with Pharaoh. I don't have nothing against him. I had reached out to him for an interview too. Him and Golden actually. But I just hate to see how all that ish fell apart. I'm concerned about who he has around him because we can't say that there is not a change. And it's something about when a man loses his woman and his kids, it can trigger something.
Mm.
Almost kind of like he ain't got nothing to live for now, even though he do, but he don't have nothing to ground him. So that could be why you see him just wilding out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just like breakups affect women, breakups affect men too. And then, he told his own story about the stuff he went through as a kid. So he might have looked at Golden breaking up with him like another woman abandoning him.
That's a good point. I didn't even look at it like
Yeah,
that.
so,
Absolutely. That's that's
yeah.
that's
So,
a that's a
so you
great point.
gotta you gotta go deeper than just he doing drugs. I mean, he might be. Oh, he got all these dudes around him. That ain't my thing, but that's his business. I'm looking at it like once she left or once they broke up, that's when stuff started going downhill. So it's
Facts.
got to be connected to that. And I just think he didn't take that breakup well. But I also think Young Pharaoh is not somebody that will ever compromise. Like it's either gonna be his way or the highway.
On the highway. That is one of the key when you're so into what your core beliefs and you're not willing to listen. And he want to have complete control. I believe he's control freak. I absolutely believe that. But Golden is a beautiful woman, and she do massage. I'm tempted to go into Houston so she can give me a massage. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I'm just glad that you interviewed him because he wasn't as aggressive. Because Golden is very beautiful, by very beautiful, and she give massage, and she's trying to get her own life. I feel like he don't want a woman to try to get better than him. He wants somebody that is depending on him, and that's it. He don't want a woman that want to get a education and stuff like that. You have some men that's like that. Don't want to see their woman outside of the bedroom or outside of the house cooking chicken.
Here's the thing too. When they got in that relationship, she said she wanted one thing. She said she was okay with certain things, but people grow and people change, and she's young. So that's the only thing about being committed when you're so young. Like next year, you could be a whole different person. You could be like, I don't want this life no more. I don't want this. I want to do that. And
Facts.
he's looking at it like
Facts.
He looking at it like, well, she's flipping the script, but she's like 22 or 23.
Yeah, that's true. She got a lot more living, to do. You may think he's on top of your world, but when you get another year, a couple of more years, you like, oh, it's something else out here, and that's okay. Yeah, that's just awesome. That's awesome. What else? What do you see? I want to ask you this. This is my last question for real, for real. What do you see yourself doing on next year in 2021? What goals do you have for yourself, or what do you want to achieve in the next year?
That's a good question. Damn, Wiley, that was a good question.
Because I always want to ask you, because you always up there getting. I'm like, what do you want to accomplish next year? Because you got the money. You said you about to move to another place. Like, what's next for Storm Monroe?
Damn, what's next? I mean, oh my God, to actually, I guess get out. Well, I guess have an actual love life. I don't really have one now.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, that's a goal. But as far as career, I'll put it this way. I wanted, my goal is whenever you going on Instagram, whenever you seeing a YouTube ad, you're going to see my face, and put it that way.
I feel you on that. Now, Nique at Night, is that topic had came up in my spirit. That question was not asked. Do you regret coming at Nique? Because at one point y'all was supposed to date. One y'all, it was something like that. You was supposed to go to California. Y'all was supposed to eat some steak dinner. Oh, that wasn't true. Okay.
Well, let me tell you what happened. So what happened was I had a crush on her, of course, because she is attractive, and I do find her attractive. And I had said it on my show, like, wow, she's really cute. Okay, cool. So, my mentor, Tasha, she did her dirty work. She did her dirty work. It was like, look, like my co-host just think you were just a bomb. And so I think me and Nique only talked on IG. I don't remember if we texted or not. I don't remember. But no, I did want to take her out on a date. I mean, I had never met her in person, and I never did, of course. But shoot, I wanted to see what she was about. Like, that's just me. And I ain't trying to brag, but I do extravagant stuff. And so, yeah, I'll fly out there, take you to Santa Monica Pier. We have a date and just chat it up. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people nowadays, but they don't date. They just, this ain't nothing against Nique. This ain't nothing against her. But I'm saying people in general, they just Netflix and chill, or they just look up and they in a relationship. Like, no, date, go places, do things. So that's where my mind was. But I made that comment on IG. Shit, that all went out the window. That was done.
Because I don't know if she said he wanted to be the beard, and I'm like, what? And I just thought,
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. If I was gonna ask somebody to be my beard, why would it be somebody that's all the way
in LA? Right. Because she's not in Atlanta. There's plenty of women that can take that job up in Atlanta, but she's actually in LA. Right. But have you ever thought about say, hey, let me call her and say, hey, Nique, I would you, I apologize. But have you ever thought about having that conversation?
About apologizing.
Yeah, apologize to her like, oh, I didn't mean to take it this far, or putting all this stuff out there in the street because it really got out there like that. Like some stuff got out there. Like y'all was supposed that she you was supposed to be the beard and you came to her first and it was I'm like whoa but that to me would have made you put your guards up. It's like okay I can't date nobody on YouTube.
And you know what? It did make me realize that like this is why you don't do that because if stuff go wrong,
Yeah,
then
they
you just
go
got to
all
be
that.
prepared for that to play out in front of everybody.
Right. Because look at Young Pharaoh and his and Golden. Like she wasn't even well, she was a content creator, but she wasn't like really out there with her name. But when she started to break over him, she started to get a view. So you really have to, be very, very cautious on that. Now, the woman that Tasha K warned you not to date, or don't get it wrong, are you still talking to that woman today?
Oh, that she want me not to date. She said, "Don't get serious with
Okay.
her," is what she said. That's what she suggests. Because of the circumstances. But listen, I'm not seriously committed to anybody.
Okay. Y'all just
So
kicking it. Y'all just cordial, as you said.
it's cordial. It's dating. It's getting to know people. Like Wiley, I've only been in one serious relationship in my life, so I gotta figure out what do I want in a relationship, what's gonna work, what's not gonna work.
Yeah, but I feel like
Now,
with white women, it's so much easier because you don't have to try so hard. You can just be yourself. With black women, it's in my experience, you have to be something else. But with white women, you can just be yourself, just whatever you are, you can just be that. But with black women, you gotta try, be another character in order for her to find you attractive. Do you find that in that experience? Don't you have that type of experience when speaking on or being around black women?
that was more in the past, not now, and really not in Atlanta. That was more my past. But like I even said on the interview, I wanted people to really get my past childhood trauma. I can't put that on black women as a whole. That was my experience. That was what it was. But I can't say, well, just that's just what you get with them. I can't say that because I haven't even dated enough of them to say that. You see what I'm saying? So I can't really say that. But I will say, I've only seriously dated one. So yeah, she was
Okay.
easy and I do regret it not working, but
And you
it
said
is
you
what it
you
is.
regret that she got away. Like, wow, that's amazing. That you admitted that, you know what I'm saying? But would you ever think that you would find somebody like your high school sweetheart like today? Would you think that you would find somebody like that would make you feel the way she made you feel?
Oh man, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right. I feel you on that. Last time I talked to you, or not the last time I talked to you, we were doing Two Man and a Lady, and you said, "Hey, I'm doing acting classes." Are you still doing acting? Is that still your goal to be an actor, to audition for shows and movies?
You know what? I think that's something I'm always gonna dibble and dabble in. Um, okay, just got to text. That's something I'm gonna always dibble and dabble in. Like next week, no, on the 9th, I'm going to get like my headshots and stuff done. But it's something else I want to do now that like is probably gonna be my main thing. And once y'all see me do it, then y'all will know like, oh, okay, that's what he do now. I ain't leaving YouTube or nothing like that, but you will see me grow into more. You'll see me grow into different areas. I'll put it that way. I'll
It's
say
good.
that.
I'm definitely down for that because at the end of the day, you deserve it. You put in the work, and you are reaping the benefits of your hard work. And it wasn't given to you. Like Tasha did not give you a platform. You worked to build the platform. I think if she would have gave you, I don't think you would appreciate it if she would have just gave it to you. Like, here's 100,000 followers. Here you go. But you actually work for every subscriber that you have, and you actually work for every view that you have. Like that's why you appreciate it so much, and the love is genuinely there, and your people really, really to this day still love you despite what some of the silent, I call it the silent majority, is saying. They still rock with you. They still viewing your content on a daily basis when you go live. I don't see you go live as much. have you? Because I think you cut your lives down a little bit. You don't go lives like every day. I think you. It looks like you go live like twice a week now.
Yeah. I mean, what had happened was Wiley, man, the last 6 months news was just slow. Like stuff was
Okay.
just slow. And I'm just like, you hate the Tattoo said his regular voice is soothing. Thank you, Tattoo, but this is boring if I do this on the show. But no, I mean, and I'm a little hoarse too. But news was just so slow, man, and I started to notice, like, I started to really pay attention to what the people liked and what they didn't. People want to see the doctor, so I got to give the people what they want, but we got to have something to talk about too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna take a situation of somebody being killed and let's write a script. Like, that's not funny.
Right. That's true. They was like asking about Tommy, but you did answer that, and you actually said that you don't believe Tommy really believe all that stuff he said on the internet, but he can't change it up because he did it so much. You really believe that?
Well, I mean, like I said in interviews, some of that is amplified, of course, for entertainment. Just like everything. Look, I don't care who you're talking to, what creator you're talking to. We do put on a little bit for the camera.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
you're trying to sell something.
That's
So my
true.
main point was, you can watch a short video with his and see one version, but even when you just have a conversation with him, it's a whole nother vibe. So that's really what that interview was about. And if you notice, right, people say, "Oh, he was over there every time. He was over there every time." Y'all never say nothing I said because I didn't say nothing crazy. I asked that man questions.
Right.
Shit, y'all wanted to know, like, okay, you really get online and say this. You ain't afraid for your life. And he's like, no. Like, I was just amazed. So, it is what it is. But like, people don't even remember. I've been watching YouTube forever. Okay. Back in the day, Wiley, Tariq Nasheed, Phil from the Wiley Show, but from before it was exposed that he had a white wife.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh yeah, that ruined him. His ass ain't been the same since. Corey Holcomb, Tony Gaskins. It was enough. All them dudes, they pretty much ruled Black YouTube. Like that 2014 to 2018.
That's true.
They dominated. So that was all the content. So I used to be at the radio station just listening. Yes, I was a fan of Kyle before. Everybody know that. I was a fan of these people before I did this for a living. I said that. You know what I'm saying? So now, of course, once I started doing this, I can't watch y'all because then I'll start sounding like you.
That is the truth. And I stopped watching a lot of people content. I listened to this interview because I'm a fan of the product, and in some interviews I like. And I knew for this woman, I had to get to see what questions Tasha was going to ask you, and some stuff I didn't even know. And you really share some stuff in your personal life and stuff like that. Like I said, one of my favorite videos is when you were talking when you joined the white fraternity, the reason why you joined it. That was like one of my favorites. Just
listen. And my thing is, let me say this, Wiley, because I got to give a shout out to Funky.Neve because he did a video today where he talked about HBCUs, going to HBCUs versus like a primary white institution. And when he said in the video, I said, that's what I said in my video. But they dragged me. Now, I didn't say it as eloquently as he did, but it's just amazing how certain people can say things and certain people can't.
Right.
But go ahead, Wiley. I'm sorry.
That's facts. That's facts, and that's good. Like that, you saw that, and but people got selective outrage. They're very selective of who they come after. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Very, very selective.
True.
Yeah. Well, I just thank you, man, for coming on and us talking and that you answering these questions. Man, thank you so very much. And I'm so glad that you did the interview with Tasha. I believe this was the first one where people really got into your personal life. So I think that was amazing.
I think so too, man. And hopefully they'll see that, I'm not the devil.
No, you're not the devil.
I just be chilling.
Yeah. and you say you're a homebody. You don't really be in Atlanta, like, because I don't really see you like take videos where you at the club Do you even go to the club down there in Atlanta? Like going to the club and
I
partying?
don't.
Okay.
I don't. I've been a couple times. Don't get me wrong. I do got a favorite strip club, of course. Um, and it's a little hole in the wall, But other than that, but that's just Atlanta culture. But other than that, no, man, because I ain't trying to. Ooh, I gotta be at this party because it's such and such. Ooh, I gotta be here. Or even I don't have the urge to do that. I want to do grown people shit. Like where the lounge is at. I don't. I'm good. I want to have a drink and I want to have a place to sit. I ain't trying to stand. I ain't trying to do none of that.
So did you go
I'm
to
good
Nene?
on that.
Did you go to Nene Leaks? She have a lounge. Did you go there yet?
I did. I never did my review. I did, but she need my help.
Was she looking for promoters?
Listen, after I do this, well, she can't fuck with me because I put her son's dirty drawers on the
Oh
internet.
yeah,
I
yeah,
interviewed his baby
yeah,
mama.
yeah, yeah. You did, you did have the baby mom on there. Man, that's taking it way back. Man, thank you so very much for calling in. Thank you, Storm, and I can't wait to continue to just see your growth.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, Wiley. And you make sure you chop this up.
Oh yeah, I would definitely chop it up. It will be restreamed tomorrow.
All right,
All
man. Take it easy now.
all right, yeah, you too. Thank you so much, man. Oh man, Storm Monroe was live on the Wiley Show. Man. I don't care what people say about Storm. He will always try to make time for the Wiley Show. Thank y'all so very much. Make sure y'all comment and subscribe. Leave a comment. And see how we did. Thank y'all so very much for covering that. If you do want to watch that interview that Tasha K did, you go to TashaKLive.com. Go to TashaKLive.com and sign up through the website, and you will be able to download the app and to sign in. And it is definitely entertaining. Thank y'all so very much. I'm going to go and get me some sleep. Peace. Thank you, members. Thank you, moderators.